Hey guys, it's Layla, and today I'm going to be giving you all my tips on working in the fashion industry and my advice on how to get started if you've never done it before. So basically we're going to be talking about the three main parts of interning in the industry: getting the internship, what to do when you're there, and what to do once you leave. I feel like these are tips that I have learned through my experience, and honestly, it helps so much. Like, it really does help. So get your notepads, get a snack. Let's get into this because I'm about to give you guys some tips that are gonna change your life. Phase number one, landing the internship. The first thing that you need to think about is your resume. What does your resume say about you? Personally, when I first started doing internships, I didn't have any fashion experience, so I had to spice up my resume, and that's the biggest tip ever. Like, even if you don't work in the industry, even if you don't have any experience, make your resume say more about what your jobs have given you in experience than what they actually were. So, for example, I worked at a clothing store for like a year. It was my first ever job, and they let me style the mannequins while I was there. So instead of being like, I was a sales associate at this clothing store and it was fun, I'm gonna say I learned how to style mannequins. I did ISVM work, which is in-store visual management. I worked the cash register. I learned how to be a member of a team. I was coordinating team meetings. Do not lie, because if you lie on your resume, they're going to probably find out. Either they're going to call the place if it's really that deep, or they're going to ask you to do the thing that you claim to know how to do, and you're not going to be able to do it. So don't lie on your resume, but zhuzh it up, you know, spice it up, make it fancy. But I found out that the best places to find internships wherever you might live are Indeed, Fashionista, Craigslist, Business of Fashion, and Instagram. I don't know if you've ever used Indeed. Make an Indeed account. It'll allow you to apply for internships and jobs just by clicking the button. Like, it's so easy. Fashionista does like fashion specific jobs, so you don't really have to weed through it as much. It's really easy, and it just shows you what they're looking for, where it is, and if you're getting paid. It's so convenient. Business of Fashion does something similar, but oh my god, that website, like, you have to manually apply for every single job, which is why I don't really use it that much anymore. There's a lot of really high-end fashion jobs there, like very serious ones, especially if you're looking for internships that run for a long time. Business of Fashion is great for that. I also have seen a lot of internship opportunities on Instagram. I actually got my first internship on Instagram through a friend. She sent me a screenshot of an internship that I ended up applying to and getting, and it was a great experience. Basically, finding an internship is about like being able to look really hard and being willing to like put in the effort and be told no and not feel bad about yourself because somebody told you no. That's a big part of it too. Oh, also, you can cold email people. If you live somewhere and there's like a store that you want to intern with, or there's a company that you want to work under, or a publication, whatever the case may be, you can cold email somebody. Okay, next phase. You've applied for your internship and you got it. Go you. Now, the do's and the don'ts of keeping that internship and rocking it out. I have a lot of these. First of all, do not Instagram live the whole time you are there. Do not Snapchat the whole time you are there. Do not tweet the whole time you are there. And do not take pictures of models and of clothing while you are there. That is such a big no-no. Like, people don't understand how like bad it is to do that. I've worked shows before where there are literally like interns taking pictures of models or filming themselves while like they're in the dressing room, like fitting models for clothing, and it's so inappropriate because, one, if you catch a nip slip of the wrong model and it goes viral, like, you're screwed. Two, it's really unprofessional to be on your phone the whole time that you're there because you're there to work and you're not social media management, so like, why are you on your phone? And three, like, it's just kind of tacky because working in the fashion industry is all about being able to be comfortable being around expensive items and famous people. And if you are starstruck every single time that you see somebody that like is kind of famous or has a little bit of clout, like, you're gonna be disappointed when they don't want you again because you're annoying and shit to have around. Like, it's just me being honest. Do's, trying to arrive early, not like 4 hours early or like an hour early. Just get there a little bit early. It helps you to make an impression, especially if you're working a show. It really does help to kind of stick your name in their heads, and it puts you in a place where you kind of can get a feel of what's going on before everything starts, and you don't have to kind of get lost in the hustle and bustle, because once it starts, it starts. Say your name a lot. Every time somebody points to you, every time somebody asks you to do something, say your name. Like, I have been at internships before, they'll be like, you, Lailah. You, Lailah. Can you, Lailah? Cut them off, say your name, make them know who you are. Don't interrupt people to tell them how happy you are to have your internship. Don't interrupt people to tell them how happy you are to be working with them. Don't interrupt people at all. If you see someone professional talking to someone else professional and it's not an emergency, don't interrupt them. If it's not a question about the job that you're doing, don't interrupt them. If you don't need to like figure out how to put a dress out because it caught on fire, don't interrupt them. This goes without saying, I would think, but I've seen it happen before. Don't get too comfortable. Don't take your shoes off if you're working a show. I don't think you should take your shoes off at any workplace environment because that's just really tacky and gross. But don't take your shoes off if you're working a show. Don't fall asleep. Don't eat all of the model food. Don't like play around and laugh and joke and talk when someone else is talking. Like, you would be surprised that these are like things that actually happen, but a lot of times people don't understand. Like, that's like it gives me secondhand embarrassment. Like, so if you get yelled at, don't cry. If you mess something up, don't cry. If you're late, don't cry. Like, just try not to cry. After your internship, you've gotten your internship, you rocked it, you followed all of my do's and don'ts, you did an amazing job. What do you do afterwards? Before you leave your internship, you need to sit down with the supervisor that hired you and talk about your experience. Don't do it if they're busy. Don't do it if it's really crowded. I had to stay late to talk to the person who did my internship, just to kind of get a feel of like what I did and didn't do and like how well I did and what they would recommend moving forward. And I mean, it works. It really does like give you insight. I got a job offer my first internship. I didn't take it because... And then after you leave, wait about 1 to 2 days and send a follow-up email. Follow-up emails are so important. I don't know why people don't send follow-up emails. Like, I tell all of my friends, I'm like, oh, you had an interview? Did you send a follow-up email? Oh, you like did this. Did you follow up with them via email? No, why? Because it's important. If you intern or you get an interview or anything, you want to say, hey, our internship, I just wanted to say thank you for having me. My name is Lailah, blah, 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 blah. I really enjoyed myself. I learned this, and this. If you all ever need help in the future, make sure to reach out to me. Please do not hesitate. Or I see you all have a show coming up here during this time. Please do not hesitate to contact me. Or, you know, whatever the case may be, just always like touch bases again. Say your name one more time right at the bottom of the email. Give them your contact information. All of that. It's just... Oh, excuse me. It's just really important to follow up because it helps you stick in people's minds, and that's always a really good thing. Unless you made a bad impression, then you probably should not email them. After that, you're going to want to update your resume and get right back to step 1. Alright guys, those are all of the tips that I have. Alright guys, those are all the tips that I have for you all on how to get an internship, how to expand and kill it in the industry, even if you don't have any experience. I hope that you all liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and comment down below some of your tips for getting internships, or tell me like what you're interested in doing in the industry. Alright guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye! Okay, cool.